Hey, how's it going? Okay, so I have been diving into the LVX and MercuryX by Meris for quite some time. You may have seen the videos I created on each where I created this clean slate preset and I pulled out the delay on the LVX and pulled out the reverb on the MercuryX and just kind of like went through all of the different modules and the different effects and parameters that you can add in that aren't delay and reverb respectively. And then I got to thinking, well, the boxes look very similar minus the color. Are they the same with just different names? One being a delay, the LVX, one being the reverb, the MercuryX. Or are they different? And what are those differences? How much do they overlap? So we're diving into that right now. I'll go ahead and take a second and ask that if you would be so kind as to subscribe and like and comment and all that fun stuff. Also take a moment, check out the link below and in the description. Head over to our Patreon. Consider becoming a collaborator with us. Our monthly collaborators get all of our LVX and MercuryX presets as part of the gift to them. They also get videos earlier than anybody else, and exclusive content, and we have more to come. So, all right, now that that's out of the way, let's check it out. So, all right, the LVX in this clean slate preset that I've made sounds like, well, here's what nothing sounds like. And the LVX. Adds just a little bit of something, but not a whole lot. MercuryX. Did you hear that? There's like this tad, a scotch, if you will, of reverb still in there, and I can't pull it all out unless we just totally pull the mix to all dry. But then what we're about to explore, you wouldn't be able to hear. So, all right, let's dive in. Here we go. Let's start with the dynamics. Let's see what is similar and what is not. The compressor. And sorry, these are all, when you roll into the different effects on the modules, they kind of default to certain parameters, and then you tweak from there. So these are all by default. So compressor. There's a swell. Diffusion. Okay. Limiter. Okay. So on the dynamics, let's see. Let's just limiter, diffusion, swell, and compressor. That's all that's available on the Dynamics module for the LVX. But the MercuryX has freeze, which comes in handy when you're wanting to do like an infinite freeze on the reverb via the hold modifier. The limiter link, which is not on the LVX, limiter is swell, which we saw on the LVX. Compressor link, that's not on the LVX. Sorry, yeah. But compressor is. So, okay, dynamics. So there's a few extra in the MercuryX that you can't get on the LVX. Let's move on to the preamp. All right, so, all right, here we go. There's a volume pedal. I really don't think that adds anything to at all. I think it is best done when you're using one of the modifiers to control it, and then it can act as a volume pedal or an expression. You can assign it to an expression pedal. Okay. Okay, let's check out tube. Here we go on the LVX. Transistor. Okay. Op amp. So that's where the where the similarities end on between the MercuryX and the LVX. That's all that's available on the MercuryX, but the LVX also has drive, and a bit crusher. So you get two more on the LVX than the MercuryX. Let's go to filter. All right. First up is ladder. MercuryX. Next up is the state variance. So the next one on the LVX is comb. That's not on the MercuryX, so we'll move on. Parametric. That's where we're at now. That ends the filter portion. So you get comb on the LVX, not on the MercuryX. Let's move to pitch. Let's start with polychroma. Getting tired of this riff yet? Harmony on the LVX, not on the MercuryX. Let's check the differences on this. We have a micro shift on the MercuryX and micro tune on the LVX. Are they the same? Let's find out. Interesting. You get monochroma on the LVX, but not on the MercuryX. The next one on the MercuryX is lo-fi, which is also on the LVX. Did I say that right? So LVX, lo-fi. Okay, let's move on to modulate. I think that's my favorite module. Modulate module. What do we got? 79 chorus on the MercuryX and just plain chorus on the LVX. So MercuryX. Slight differences there. I know the speeds default to a different place, but there is a note division on the MercuryX that you can assign to that chorus that you can't do on the LVX. Okay, flanger. Oh, but not on the MercuryX. Next one on the MercuryX is vibrato. Dynamic flanger on the LVX. Vowel mod on the MercuryX. Cassette on the LVX. So we're going to flip-flop here. Watch. Got hazy on the MercuryX, but let's check out cassette on the LVX. Okay, similar, yeah. You have a barber pole on the LVX, that's not on the MercuryX. You have granulize on the LVX, not on the MercuryX. There's a tremolo on the MercuryX, but a ring mod on the LVX. So you can kind of dive in differently on both of those. I know there's like an optical and harmonic in tremolo on here, but there's really options aren't there set here. So I have the mixes set at 100%, location both in the pre-dry. The frequency is set to 3.9 hertz, and then wave shape is square. So here it is on the MercuryX. Okay, so those are the overlapping portions of the LVX and MercuryX. Obviously, the LVX goes into, dives pretty deep into the delay side of things, where the MercuryX does the same but in reverb. But there's so much overlap in the different parts of the modules, the different effects that you can bring in, and I do not say that in a negative light. That is actually a positive thing. Meaning, you really like, let's say, that lo-fi vibe that we were getting out of the lo-fi pitch on here. Well, the same vibe is on the hazy and the MercuryX. So I think that's a fantastic thing that Meris did bringing everything in there together. So, what do you think? Thoughts? Let's talk about it. All right, peace.